Yo, Peepgame. I want to get some of my thoughts on the Last Dance docuseries. Man, one thing I got to say, great docuseries. I mean, I loved every minute of it. I do think there's probably some stuff that should have been like more included or not as biased, if you will, because Jordan had final say on all the cuts and all the filming and things, and what appeared and what we saw, and things of that nature. One thing I do want to say is Jordan was different, man. That dude looked for like the littlest thing to motivate him, and it was just weird and how quick he could just turn on that switch. It's up, time to dominate and shit like that. Kind of reflect like seeing some of the games that I remember watching, kind of like going back to my childhood and shit like that. The one thing I did get tired of is the Jordan LeBron debates just kind of coming up and things of that nature, and the people that's like on LeBron that say LeBron's the best. Be like I remember I heard like Nick Wright, for example, he was saying some shit like, "Whoa, I don't go feel bad for me because when I said that LeBron was better, only 98%, only like 2% of people thought he's better. Now it's going more in my favor. Blah blah blah. I don't whatever. I'm just kind of like, bruh, that's still a land. 73% still a landslide victory. The only time you can really, to me, you can kind of say something is if it was like 60-40, then I'll be like, I'm gonna talk. But anyways, fuck all that. Um, the stuff I saw about Pip, and I have to say he was probably the most underappreciated player I've ever seen. I always say Hakeem Olajuwon is the most underrated center, but at least Hakeem gets a little shine. People do. There are people that put him in their top 10 all time list and things of that nature. Some people don't, etc., etc. But Pitt, the way that man was paid, like that contract he signed was terrible. And Cross should have just been like, hey, look, man, you've proven yourself after like the 94 season. Yeah, look, you proven yourself. You're a top 3 MVP voting. You were close to being a defensive player of the year. Hey, people don't know this about Pippen unless you look it up. It's like Pippen is one of 3 players to ever have a defensive season of 200 steals and 100 blocks in the same season. The other 2 guys, and it's only happened 4 times. The other 2 guys is Michael Jordan, he did it twice, and Hakeem Olajuwon. Those are the only other 2 people that ever accomplished that feat. But the way that he won't, they should have just scrapped the contract. He had said, look, man, we're gonna pay you, we're gonna extend your contract, we're gonna front load the money, etc., etc. But the interesting thing is, I do think those Bulls teams could have possibly gotten 7. That was one thing that was interesting about the last episode. That he said, man, Jordan said, man, we could have gone for 7. I think we would have won for 7. I said, I don't know. I don't know. I do think they were kind of on their last legs because with all the stuff they went through and all the shit like Dennis Rodman's doing, Dennis Rodman is the king, the sage of I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna do what the fuck I want, you know. And it's amazing how they kind of kept that under control and how they kind of knew it. Dennis gotta do his thing. Give him a little bit of rope. He's gonna show up on game time. But like I said, man, excellent docuseries. I loved how they kind of went back. They reflected on a lot of the other players I was on that team, had the team people that played against that team comment on certain things. Some of Jordan's reactions, like he was laughing at when the glove said I was trying to time him out. Like, I thought that was funny. Although let's be real, Gary Payton did a damn good job on Jordan defending, but he's like, I had a lot of things in mind. But take his word for it. But whatever. I mean, it was just like it was different. It was a good series. I would definitely, if I had time, just sit down and just watch it again. I might see something different, you know. But the way Pippen, Jordan, and Rodman's mindsets were when it came to the game, and especially Jordan, like that shit was different, man. That was, and I feel like those guys, especially Jordan and Pippen, have had a huge effect on the game. And Pippen, I do think, is underrated. Although I did see that he was 21st in like ESPN's top players thing. I think it's top 50 or top 100. I'm not sure. I think 21's a little too high for Pippen. Like, no disrespect. I think it's a little too high. I don't think he's better than Barkley. Like, I think Barkley was the better player. But like I said, great series. I definitely would recommend it to anybody who loves basketball or loves sports in general. Like, just definitely check it out. Man, I was in loss for words for it, and I enjoyed every minute of it, man. That's all I gotta say, man. But peace out, everybody. Be easy, man. Deuces.